In this video, we're going to replace these radiator coolant fans, and those are going to be under the hood behind the radiator. Disconnect this connector right here. Just push down on the tab, slide it out. Then it's connected right here. You want to get underneath there with a trim tool. Just pop this up. Slide that out of the way. Take a straight blade screwdriver, loosen up the worm clamp. And you could slide the snorkel off. There's a couple clips down here. Pop those clips off and slide this air box off. You can take the air filter out. Take these two bolts out, use an 8mm socket. And grab the air box. And just slide it up. There's a couple of grommets holding it on underneath there. Just try to tip it. And slide it out. Now you're going to remove this hose, use an 8mm socket, loosen up the worm clamp. Loosen that up, you can slide that off. And then down below here, you can take it off right here. Loosen up that clamp. And we'll twist that a little bit and slide it off. Just to get a little more room, we're going to take this cover off, take the oil cap off, and grab the cover, slide it up. You can put the oil cap back on so nothing falls down. Now we're going to take the wiring harness off. You can just use a trim tool and just wherever it's attached, you want to pry that up. Just all those retainers. And you want to push down on the tab next to the connector and disconnect the connector. And just push it down. And again, if there's any wire retainers, take those off. Disconnect both fans. Another connector there. And just slide the wiring out of the way. From underneath the vehicle, you can take off these wiring clips. Just pop those off just with a trim tool. Just makes it a little easier to access. I'm just gonna disconnect these two retainers right here, just so I have a little more slack with the wiring harness. And then you can just slide it towards the engine, out of the way. There's a cable that goes through a retainer right there. Just slide that out of the way. Now I'm gonna use an 8mm socket and take this bolt out up here. And there's one on the other side. Take those screws out. This hose right here is attached, so you want to disconnect that hose. Just use a trim tool. Just pop that retainer off. Now grab the fan assembly. You want to lift up. Make sure these connectors are out of the way. There's some wiring connectors that are in the way a little bit. Just take those off. Just move those out of the way. slide them forward. That's good. Just slide the fans up. Once it's past the turbo hose right here, you just twist it up. And slide it out. And slide the fans in the same way they came out. It's in position. Make sure the wiring harness isn't getting pinched. And put the bolts in. And snug those down. Now line the wiring harness up, plug in the two fans, lock that in, push all the harness in. All the retainers, and up top here. And down below, make sure you get that other harness. And we'll plug that in. Lock it down. Now underneath, you want to connect the wiring harness. Push those push retainers in. Just like that. And over on the side. Now put this hose on. Get this lined up down below. Get that started. Then we'll tighten those down. That's good. And slide the air box in place. Get it lined up and then push down in the center. Get these two bolt holes lined up and put the bolts in. Get those started. Tighten those down. And I'll put the air filter in. And the top part of the air box. You want to put these feet in those slots right there. And then line up the snorkel. We'll latch it down. Take the connector, line that up. Connect the connector. Push that in, and we'll tighten this down. And just snug that down. And we'll put the cover back on. Take the oil cap off. Line it up. Lock it down and put the cap back on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.